Let us know what you think.
Please like.
Please do.
Please subscribe.
Like, love,
Please
subscribe, notify,
We need it.
share.
We definitely need validation on this. Because right now we're just like 4 people talking very,
To another
very
4
awkwardly
people.
like
Yes.
this. To another 4 people. And yeah.
I think we're the only ones who watch our stuff.
No one denies that.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to The Human Now, where we are discussing ideas around what it means to be in this state of time. My name is Akash and today I'm joined by Minish, Curry and Perry.
What's up?
What's up?
I was realizing the last like couple, I was just like, hi.
Yeah.
It's
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Hello and welcome.
Oh, how's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling?
Good.
All good, man?
Yeah. I'm feeling tired. It's just one of those days,
This is
you know,
one of them days.
where you just, like, your nose just keeps running the whole day for no, like, reason and you're just feeling drained. It's one of those days.
It's one of those days.
Ugh. All right.
Okay.
Let's get into it. So today, let's talk about social media and our relationship with social media. I think it's important just because we're in the middle, or we've experienced like the beginning of social media and it getting to where it is. So I thought it'd be cool to discuss what our relationship is with it and how we've seen maybe other people and their relationship with it. Just the topic, social media.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you guys want to talk about, and we can go from there. Also on here I've got how validation also plays into social media and how we sometimes see things online, and it can be very easy to confuse ourselves into thinking that's what real life is, or that's what the other person is experiencing, and that is what their life is like, when really we don't even know the whole story. Cool.
Take it away, Minish.
So let's start. What's your relationship with social media like?
I'm a bit intimate. It's not very intimate. It's a bit one-sided because I'm just a bit of an observer. I don't really post too much, or I don't really. I sort of just use it as a bit of a thing to pass my time, see what's going on, keep up to date with what's going on. I think like one of the positives that comes out of social media is that news and information does get spread quickly, you know?
Yeah.
Mic closer.
And what?
Or not.
Is that better? Did it go up and down?
No, because you like brought it closer and then you just went.
Yeah. How's that?
Look.
Is that better? Yeah. So yeah, one of the some of the positives are definitely that, yeah, it keeps you up to date with a lot of what's happening with your friends and your family and just around the world in general. So yeah, that's I sort of use it for that. Yeah, that's my little intro into social media.
Curry?
I feel like I'm kind of the same. Like, I'm more of an observer than being like active and posting all the time. But I feel like that's kind of changed. Like, I used to just post, like, on, say for Instagram, for example, I used to just post, like when we first got it, I used to just post like just random pictures. But now it's like I hardly ever post on it. So yeah, I just don't feel the need to share anything anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perry?
Yeah, I'm the same. I should be posting more just because of what I'm trying to do, but definitely more of an observer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the same for me. Like, personally, more of an observer, and then just things with like Nash Street and Human Now, having a post just to keep that engagement, or just to let people know what we're doing and what we're up to. So that's my relationship. Just moving on to something like validation. Have you guys ever felt the need, or do you get the hit from when you like post something? You're like, it feels good when the likes come through, or when people are like engaging into what you're doing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what's your relationship with like like that. And also, so when you guys are out and about, how have you guys gone to the point where, because I've had to been like, say at a concert or when I'm out somewhere, it's like, man, I don't actually need to take a photo of this, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let me just like be here now, instead of posting it and then people are gonna like it, and you know, that's also something that I've been going through with social media as well. It's just
Yeah. Say that again. So we're like at concerts and stuff, right?
yeah.
I find it so annoying how people do that. It's like, like, dude, you pay like so much money to go and enjoy, and you're like on your phone. You're like watching through a screen. It's like,
Yeah.
But it's not even like one song; it's the whole concert, and it's like, what are you doing?
Like, I'm not saying I won't do it. Like, I'll go and I'll take a
Oh,
photo
for sure.
or a couple of videos of like
Yeah.
songs that I really like. And I very rarely post them, but it's like for myself and for the memory's sake, which is like such an odd concept. I feel like these days,
Yeah.
but like I'd rather just be there and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, why watch it through a screen?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Same. Curry and I were up in like, we're like one row behind the front person at the Weekend concert, and like as
Yeah.
soon as it started, man, everyone's like
Everyone just goes
pulled their
nuts.
phones out,
Yeah.
and he was like getting
We just
squished,
we
and
were just like,
we're
oh.
just like, man, we're just trying to like watch the guy perform.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all
like he
these
hadn't even come
phones.
out on stage, and he was like, people had really had their phones out. Ready
People
to
are like
record.
bringing battery packs to concerts so
like, oh
that
my
the
God.
battery doesn't run out when they. But like, yeah, even now you can just like watch the whole thing from your phone. Like, you don't even have to go to the concert because someone else is like Snapchatting it, or like it's on their thing.
Why did people do that?
But
Just to flex,
I don't know, man.
say that we were there. I don't know.
If you
I'm
weren't
asking
there,
a
did it
question.
happen? That's like something else.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
not on social
You
media,
know?
did it happen?
Yeah.
Don't know.
That's like this is like my rant. It's just this is how I feel about, like, I'm in two minds about social media right now.
Yeah.
Like, social media helps us to do what we're doing, you know, because we're pushing this stuff out on
Yeah.
social media. It's helping us to connect. But then on the other hand, there's this whole thing where just that inclusiveness, or feeling wanted, or feeling like people are like looking at what you're doing, and
Yep.
when people like your stuff, you just get a hit out of it, eh?
Do you remember that Black Mirror episode? With the one
Oh,
that
yeah.
Keep getting rated. So it's like there was like was it a chip that's implanted into them, or something like that? Is that right?
Is this where they have to like,
Is this with the chick?
as soon as you like interact
The
with
lady.
someone, you get rated on what
Yeah,
you
that
do?
one that you
yeah,
get
yeah,
rated.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
what is it? It's like a chip that's implanted into them. Well, how does it work?
I
No,
thought
think
it
it's
was-
just
I
on
thought
their
it was on
phone,
the phone,
and
yeah.
like you can just rate the person
Yeah.
after.
So like basically every interaction you just like rate. You know,
Right.
like Uber, you like rate a
Yeah,
driver,
yeah.
right? This is every
Life.
single interaction. You
And
just
Okay.
like
I'll rate you on 5 from
Yeah.
our
yeah,
interaction here.
But like, if it doesn't add to your overall rating, and you like have a like real low rating, you just like regard it as like the
untouchable.
dot.
Yeah.
Like, it's like not nice. Yeah.
Do you
And
guys know
how,
that's
how
actually?
like society is ranked, like in
Yeah.
that episode, and it's like it's really scary. And like, then it got to a point where like the guy or girl was doing like crazy stuff just to
Get the
like
ratings.
high ratings and
Like, she
Yeah.
was just going to this
be out of her
the
way.
wedding. Spoilers for whoever's listening, but you should go watch it.
It's like the first episode. I
The
think.
first
Yeah,
episode.
that was the only one I saw.
Yeah, she's going. So her whole thing is she's at like a 3.5 or something, or like
That's
somewhere
right,
close to
yeah.
5,
Right.
and she wants to get her rating up to move forward in life.
Yeah.
So she's going to a
Wow.
wedding where it's a class 5 like wedding,
Yeah.
and she feels if she goes there, she's going to get boosted up, you know. And so the whole thing's about her journey to get to there, and then along the way she encounters all these obstacles, and because she's trying so hard, she's actually falling back, and by the time she gets to the wedding, she's like a wreck. And then in the end, she just finds out that the only reason she was even invited to the wedding was just to balance out the quota of like the amount of people that you need in the thing. But did you know that they've actually started doing that, I think, in China?
China, yeah.
Doing what?
Like rating
The
people.
rating system.
What? Just like.
So you rate
With
people on their
interaction.
interactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Isn't that scary?
Jesus.
So if you're having an off day, you're screwed.
But I think one thing that you said, like how the level of rating that you get on something that you post on Instagram or whatever, on a concert or whatever it is that you do, like how many likes you get, like it shouldn't determine how much you enjoyed that experience, whereas it probably does, you know, whereas you go to a concert and it's like, oh yeah, this concert only, or this photo on Instagram only got so many likes. Yeah, that must not have been that great, or, you know, the value of that experience probably goes down or
It's
diminishes.
with everything, right? Like we sort of take our online profile as our personal profile. We just like personalize everything, right?
Mhm.
Like how many likes I get on this photo is how many people like me, and
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
yeah,
And I'm not saying it's for everyone or anything like that, but also that the point I was going to make with that is that it's completely up to the individual, right?
how
Yeah.
they take it.
How they take it. Like
Yeah,
I feel like everyone's using the same social media platforms, and there's people that are using it positively and having a positive experience, and there's people who are taking it negatively and having a negative experience.
and there will be a huge amount of people that would be taking it in a negative way,
Yeah, for sure.
like not enough likes, or not enough whatever, and it would be getting them down.
Yeah.
Just dangerous for something that's so external, you know.
Like we're just putting a lot of happiness, or we think a lot of happiness
Power.
is
Power in someone else's hands there.
But do you guys
No, but hang on. But yeah, it's I agree. That's correct. But like 10, 20 years ago, we would like go out with our friends, or in the weekend we'll go and visit family and visit our friends and stuff like that. But we like, it's very rare that there's like, I feel like it's very rare that we go out and do that sort of thing these days, right? And so your interactions with your friends is mainly over social media now.
Yep. But do you think that the validation and all that sort of stuff is amplified with social media? With in the past 10, 20 years ago?
Well, I don't know, because if I was a person that needs validation, if I'm a person that needs validation from social media, wouldn't I have needed that same validation 10 years ago from people around me?
Yeah.
It's just magnified because there's a
Mm.
larger
It is
scale,
it is
right?
magnified, yeah.
But internally, you still, if you're a person that needs validation, you're a person that needs
You're
validation.
gonna find it.
I don't think
somewhere.
it matters how much
Right.
or from
Mm.
where and all that sort of thing. What do you think?
Yeah. I agree, but I still find I still feel that if it's easier to get that validation, like let's say 10, 20 years ago, you were a person that needed validation, you go out and try and get it and you don't. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You
but
think it's easier to get validation these days?
I reckon.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Because
because
it's
it
so
is,
accessible. It's like
Yeah.
at your fingertips.
yeah, and because it is,
You become more dependent on it.
yeah. Whereas like back in the day, if you were sort of that borderline, need the validation versus don't need the validation, you didn't get it, then there's a potential that you can go back to not.
Yeah. Or I guess the circle was a lot smaller as well.
Mm.
Mm.
And then now it's like there's 500 to
Yeah.
10,000 people that
Yeah.
are your friends on Facebook,
Mm.
and you know 1% of.
Yeah.
Yet you need validation from all 10,000 of them.
Yeah.
I was reading this guy's got a TED talk, and his last name goes by the name of Dunbar, and he goes, your brain only has the capacity to have 150 meaningful relationships.
Yeah.
In your whole life. Right.
Yeah. Like that's all you can do.
Right.
And then from there it breaks it off into levels, and so it gets less and less the more meaningful
Less meaningful, yeah.
the more meaningful your relationships become.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like the less amount of people, sorry.
yeah. Mm.
Oh no.
Featuring Roshan.
He's stuffed up. Oh, here we go.
He
Here
needs
we
a
go.
cough.
Here we go. You okay?
You gotta come say hi. Now that you made some noise. People gotta see who you are, man. Come on.
I think he just needed some validation. That's why
We love you, Roshan.
he needed to know that. He was, oh, here we go. We get it. You're in the room. Yeah. What was your next question?
So
Or what was your...
so we did talk about validation, and then is the grass really greener on the other
And
side?
sorry.
Yeah.
And things like with validation, like on the other side of that is like bullying. I was just speaking to someone today, and he's like, 10, 20 years ago, or he was like, when I was a kid, you used to have to go to school to get bullied.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
you're like, we're just talking about like kids having phones, and his kid has got a tablet, and it was just like talking about how kids need tablets for school, and young kids have got phones, and
Yep.
just like Snapchatting is like
Yep.
crazy. What teenagers, like my neighbors have got a teenage girl, and it's like crazy what she gets up to on her phone, and just everything, right? Like getting bullied, and how
Yep.
you just have to go to school, and now it's like 24/7.
Yep.
And it's like it takes a huge hit on your self-esteem and
Oh,
Mm.
yeah,
that
man.
sort of stuff. And again, it used to be limited to a certain amount of time, then you could like go home
Come
and feel
home
safe.
Yeah.
But now it's just like
Yeah.
all the
the clock.
time,
Yeah.
everywhere, and multiple platforms, and any time of the day. And it's again magnified, because it's not only the person that's bullying you and their couple of friends
Yeah.
that know, and a couple of your friends, but it's like
The whole
everyone
world.
knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone knows. And it's like, it's detrimental.
How many Instagram accounts do you
I
guys
was
have?
just gonna say the same thing.
Oh yeah, I got my one,
Yep.
my public one.
Yep.
Then I've got a personal one for when I want to slide into the DMs. And then I've just got one or two.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Curry?
Why? Do you have more?
One account.
Yeah, one.
yeah, so many people have got.
It's like I
Do you
know,
know-
yeah, I know
did you
people
know-
who have
yeah.
3 accounts. So like one's their public, one's their main, and then one like no one
Just
follows
like
or
a
they don't follow
spam or
anyone.
like a trash.
So they just
and-
like post photos to see if it looks nice on the feed,
yeah.
and then if it looks good, they'll post it on their main.
Oh wow.
It's like
Like,
messed
this
up.
is
like,
this is where we're going to, like, so much attention and energy, I feel, is being put on to, like, not even if the photo's gonna like get any likes or anything, but it's like, is it look like this is like you post on this account
yeah.
to see, you just post it, you go away, do your thing, come back, and it's like, oh yeah, now this looks good, okay, now I'll post it. Like, just so much effort and attention and energy has been like just given to it.
Do you pay attention to how you look in the morning when you leave?
Yeah.
Is that not a similar sort of thing? Why does it matter how you look? Why does it matter what sort of shoes you wear, or what hat you're wearing that day? I don't know. I'm just,
Mm,
If
no,
it- do
I'm
you-
just playing.
that's
I'm just
what
playing
you need.
devil's
But then
advocate
do you
here,
need-
and like,
No, that's
Do
a
you
good
need to
point.
post it on a
no, but
separate
hang on,
account
but hang on.
first before you post it on the main? Like, why wouldn't you just think about before you post it if it looks good or not?
I don't know if that. I don't understand that. I don't know. I can't.
No,
draw
I
parallels
see
to
where
what
you're
you-
coming from.
But do you look in the mirror before you leave?
Of course.
Is that not the same thing?
Yeah, but like if
And
you're
you're doing that for the rest of the world, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
It's
It's
stepping
like-
out into the whole world.
If you were
Okay,
staying
yeah,
at,
yeah,
if you're staying
yeah,
at home,
yeah.
you're not going to, or you
Mm.
don't care as much. Whereas if it's
yeah, if
I
you're
don't-
going
public
out.
public
Yeah, I
place,
do as well.
There's a Drake line that says, "I wear every single chain even when I'm in the house."
Alright.
That's what I do. I like put on all the chains I got.
Do you wear your fur coat as
True
well?
story. Just my fur coat.
Yes. Oh, okay.
on a private account.
So we'll get a picture of Perry with
I just want to say that it's faux fur because I'm a vegan. And I believe in that.
Okay, yeah. So then going back to what
Yeah.
what you said then.
I mean, like I pay attention to how I'm dressed and how I
Yeah.
go out into the world. I feel like it's
Yeah.
and I'm doing that to I'm doing it because I want to look good, but also I'm hoping people will think think of me as well dressed, or
Yep.
or even like in a how people like wear suits for business. You know, like
Mm.
they're not doing that just because they feel like wearing a suit. They're doing it because it gives a certain sense of professionalism.
Yeah.
Professionalism. Yep.
What the hell is professionality?
You tell us, man.
Professionalism, and like I don't know. I just feel like it's the same thing.
Good point.
Yeah.
I won't judge people. Sorry.
No, but like, do you feel? Okay, so if we go back to that, right?
Yeah.
Again, 10, 20 years ago when there was no social media,
Yeah.
it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We still wanted the validation. We're still trying to do it for the for the likes,
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
and all of that sort of stuff. But now, because it's or how apart from it being magnified, is it worse or is it different doing it on social media versus doing it in real life?
I don't understand the question.
So apart from it, like, you know, the two parallels, posting stuff online versus
Looking
looking
good.
good in the
Yeah.
morning.
No, because internally you're still trying to do the same thing, aren't you?
So you think the effect is the same,
What do you mean by effect?
like why you're doing it and all that sort of stuff?
I feel like
The intention.
No, I feel like the effect is magnified on social media because you kind of almost
Yeah, it is
expect the likes to
magnified.
come in.
Yeah.
No, he's
Yeah, I know that
agreeing
it's
that it's magnified,
magnified.
Yeah,
but
but on social media
Do you
versus
think it's
real
worse?
life, yeah, I think it's a lot worse.
Why?
Because you like expect the likes to come in, like you.
Yeah, but
But then if you're
when
dressing up, don't you expect someone to be like, "Oh, you
Oh,
look
yeah,
good today."
Your shoes look nice
No, but
today.
it's like you don't know if that will happen. Whereas on social media, you know someone's gonna like your photo.
Okay, so if you go to a party,
No, you don't. You can't. You can't
Yeah,
be
you
like.
don't know if someone's
maybe
gonna
if you
come up.
curry.
You don't know if
Oh,
someone's
so
gonna come
bad,
up
man.
to you and be like, "Oh, I like what you're wearing." But
No,
on
but
social
if-
media,
if-
you know you're at least gonna get
validation.
one.
Validation comes in different forms. I feel
Mm.
like it's not just
likes.
Yeah, but in this
likes.
for this one, like if we're just talking about likes as your validation,
So if you dress like terrible one day, right? Do you think people would be like
Dislike.
what's wrong? Oh no, like are you okay? Like what's wrong? Are you sick or something? Or
nah,
they wouldn't?
I don't think they would.
I reckon. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Like my mate at uni, I can tell. I'm just like, oh, okay, this is
rough night.
yeah. You can just tell when people. I feel from the way they dress.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
tell how people are feeling or like if they're like okay and stuff, right?
Mm.
I feel like that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I look at Minish every week. I'm like, man, this guy's seriously needs some help.
Oh man,
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Feeling a
but
bit blue
like,
today.
yeah. Like you talked about the validation.
yeah,
If you turn up somewhere
yeah.
and you got a new pair of, like you came here with a new pair of shoes, wouldn't you expect these guys to be like, oh, mean shoes? Where'd you get
Not
them from?
really.
You wouldn't expect that.
Nah,
But if you posted something online, then you'd be like, okay,
I know that
I
I would
expect
get a like.
to get 50 likes.
Yeah,
But is that because you're just focusing on the shoes?
I don't know. He asked the question.
No, I'm asking
No, he's
you.
asking
Me?
you.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know.
Like you're doing it for a reason, right? You're going out there presenting yourself for a reason, right? On social media
Yeah,
or
okay.
in real life and stuff.
Why do
like
you
that.
care about how you look? Like why do you dress the way you dress?
Because I feel like mine's changed. So I feel like it used to be for like validation.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be like I want someone to tell me that I look good.
Yeah.
But now I feel like it's more however the way I dress, I want to be comfortable and confident with what I'm wearing.
And so are you
So
saying
I
you
don't-
don't give a
I
shit
don't-
about how people
No,
don't?
I honestly don't. care.
100%.
Yeah,
Damn son.
Well, then you're a highly evolved being,
yeah.
more than all of us. Good for you.
Problem solved.
Be like Curry.
Teach us, man. So not even like one thought goes across your mind where you're like, oh, this person. Oh, I just want someone to say something about what I'm wearing, or
Not really, because it doesn't bother me. Like if I like what I'm wearing, and if I feel comfortable and confident with it, then I don't need that validation for somewhere else.
Fair enough.
That's like showing up at uni. Like everyone, like there's like a dress code to uni. Like especially if you're in town, you have to dress nicely.
man.
You have to dress
Yep.
nicely in town. Like you can't show up in slides and shorts, if that makes sense. But like, I would like when I had a paper there, I'd just go wearing that. Does that make sense? That's a dumb analogy, but yeah.
I think I'm half with you.
Yeah, okay, wait, okay, so if you don't turn up in nice clothes to town, people automatically just look at you because you're the odd one out. Would you say that?
I don't know. Like for the department I'm in, everyone just like seems to be dressing up,
Yeah, so if you
You know?
turned up in like
and then I just go in like
raggedy ass clothes,
sometimes I go in trackies and just a hoodie or jumper or something.
but
But-
do you feel out of place when you do that?
Yeah. Because it's just But I don't know. I'm like okay with what I wear. But I still like when I'm around you guys. It's kind of like I want
Sorry.
these guys to tell me I look good. I don't know. I feel like you guys want me to tell you if you look good too.
So then, back to the question: is it worse on social media than it is on?
I feel like, well, my opinion is it's only magnified, not worse, because the issue is not an external issue; it's an internal issue. If
Yeah.
you need validation if I need validation from you three,
Yeah, it's
then me wanting validation from hundreds is not any different.
right.
It's in
It's
validation.
different number.
Yeah.
It's a good way to put it.
What's the next question?
So I think a lot of what we see on social media is it's very much a highlights reel
Mm-hmm.
and not very much a low light. And is the grass always greener on the other side? What do you guys think? Or do you guys get fooled as well into thinking, oh yeah, this is what this person's life is like?
Yep. So that question, I'll bring it back to like real life. Like, if there's certain people that you see just once in a blue moon, right? And you at that point in time, do you not just get the highlights reel as well? Hey man, how's work? Yeah, it works good. Nice girlfriend there next to him, looking good, whatever, happy with work and all that sort of stuff, right?
Mm.
So in your eyes, you've seen him for an hour this month, and then he's told you, yep, work's going well, girlfriend's good, dog's good, this and that, life's good, and then what happens behind the scenes, we don't know, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's yes, social media again probably magnifies it and amplifies that, the fact that you're never going to post anything bad, right? Just like I'm not going to tell a random person anything bad that's happening in my life. I'm not going to see them once in a blue moon and it's a random person or whatever, and they say, how's life? I'm not going to be like giving them something that happened like 3 weeks ago that got me down.
What happened 3 weeks ago?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Just categorize me.
Yeah. So yeah, it is that, but I think I think that's just human nature.
Yeah.
And you probably have a tendency to either purposefully or non-purposefully just show the good stuff.
What's the purpose of showing your bad stuff or vulnerabilities?
Well, the purpose of doing that with like close friends
No,
and
no.
family.
I'm talking about social media. Like, is there a?
I don't know. Is there?
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna say, how do you guys feel when you do see like a person come, like they post something and it's like, I'm having a bad day, blah blah,
Yeah.
and then explain what's happening in their life. How do you guys feel when you read something like that or when you see that?
I feel like they're very brave to be able to do that. It's good that they're talking about it.
It's
and
real.
someone else is going to be able to benefit from that.
Mm. Yeah.
I'm always like,
But there's only a certain type of person, or there's only a very few number of people that do that, right?
Mm.
But we're talking about the people who we're talking about highlights and lowlights, right?
Yeah.
And you're saying that everyone on social media is giving you their highlights.
yeah.
But like, why would unless someone feels like they can empower someone or help someone or feel like they need to talk about it,
Yep.
why would they need to show that they've had a bad day today?
Yeah.
Mm.
The only reason I would say that you would is if you're wanting to document everything in your life on social media.
Yeah, but again, I'm saying that there's a certain type of person or a certain
Yeah.
He's talking
number
just
of people,
about like
right?
the general.
Yeah.
right now when we're talking about highlights, we're talking about just
You and
normal
I.
everyday people
Yeah,
who
yeah.
go to concerts and
Yeah.
watch it through a screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Is there a need for them to do that? Would they have I feel like the issue was if they were doing that to the people closest to them. Right?
You mean?
Like again, let's say if I go out into if I go onto social media, I'm like, my life is amazing.
Mhm.
I just went on this amazing trip and whatever,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And then but actually feeling crappy. But then I come to you guys, I'm like, oh, just been on an
Yeah,
amazing
right,
trip.
right,
and I'm
right.
Like, so you
Yep.
know,
Yeah.
instead of being like, well, actually guys don't feel so
mm.
good.
Mm.
Like I feel like that's where the issue is.
Yep.
If you can't be real with
close friends.
close friends, then there's a bigger issue there.
Right.
I don't see why. I don't see why. Yeah, I just don't understand why people would put low lights unless you're a certain type of person that feels like they can spread a message by doing so.
Yep.
I don't know. This is my thoughts.
Curry?
Mm.
I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm like, when I see someone's post come across and it's like the low light of their life, I'm always 50-50. Like, I always think it's them being courageous and brave and vulnerable, but then I'm always like, are they just doing that for the attention? Like, for the extra validation of like people commenting and messaging them.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel when I see something like that.
Mm.
But then, like, it also makes me think when people have 2 accounts and they post all their highlights on their main account and then all this other stuff on their second account.
I've not experienced that. So
Who is this person you're following?
So many
six.
people.
you?
So many people do
I haven't
this.
experienced that, but
Yeah.
I've heard of.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
I've heard of it, but
I've never experienced
personally
or
experienced.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
it's like, it's happened to me in the same day. Like, I'll be scrolling through my feed and I'll see them like post a happy picture and like, life's good. And then the next one's like, oh, life actually sucks and everything's like this. And I was like, well, why would you post 2 pictures like that?
Mm.
But yeah, that's why I'm always 50-50 about it. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You need some new friends, is what you need.
They're acquaintances.
You need some new social
you
media
have
friends.
150 people, man. You're like, come on, man.
Cleanse your feed. Eh?
Well, and speaking of that, I did that like a couple of years ago. It was just like people that I've never like spoken to in a while, just to get rid of those, and then any like I feel like on Facebook and Instagram I only follow like things that are motivational or inspiring, and
Yeah.
Yes.
like a majority of that sort of stuff. So
Yep.
Yeah, like what's wrong with you? Why do you follow both accounts
Huh?
if you don't want to hear about it?
Because
then-
that person's in like my
Huh?
everyday life.
Okay, look, we don't need to get into specifics, but
Okay.
Yeah. No, that,
is this a bit of like in the main thing in your main profile it's the public, and then in your private one it's like just your close friends
Yeah.
and family.
yeah. So
And
that's what
that's-
this person's done. So this person's got everyone on like the whole world on their main one,
Happy,
and then
happy
on
highlights.
the private one, it's
I wanna
like
share
a
this with the
select
world.
people.
But then, yeah, okay. So what you're saying is there's an element of they're again just doing it for the likes.
Yeah.
They're again doing it for maybe not so much sharing, but maybe like those posts where they're like say whatever a low light.
Yeah.
And then they want everybody else to be like, no, you're amazing.
Yeah,
no,
like
you're
that.
beautiful.
That's
No,
like-
you're this. No, you're that. You know.
That's why I'm
As-
always confused.
Yeah, and the reason is more just to get that feedback coming back. It's not really to share or to help or to anything like that.
Because it's like once like I've talked to the person in real life about it as well,
Right.
and they're like, oh no, everything's good. It's like they don't even want to talk about that in person.
I feel like this name's gonna come out.
No.
by accident. It's gonna-
We'll tell,
Nah,
we'll,
not
tell
like
you,
that.
we'll tell you after.
yeah, we'll write in the comments below. The description.
I'm not sad like that. But yeah, I just never understand why people do that.
Yeah. It was just the more of
Well,
an
hang
ob-
on. You said you had a conversation. Did you ask them why they do that?
Yeah,
Mm,
and
what did-
they
what
didn't.
what did she say?
It wasn't a she or a he. Don't throw them
We don't
under
need
the
to
bus,
go into
man.
the specifics.
Yeah, what do they
guys,
say?
right? Let's
Huh?
just keep
What do
this
they say?
They
person as a
didn't. They
person.
didn't know how to like answer my question because they didn't know themselves why they were doing that.
Just, yeah, but again, that's a bigger issue than just
Yeah.
Mm.
social media.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so back to the thing, I never know like how I'm always 50-50 when I see a low light on a feed.
Yeah. For me, it was just something I was just thinking about in terms of how I thought about social media.
Yeah.
It was more of just an observation.
Mm.
Yeah. Anything else for you guys?
There was something, but I forgot.
Curry?
Nah.
I feel like social media can be extremely positive, and it can also be extremely detrimental to your mental health, and what's the word? Okay, we'll just leave it at mental health. But again, I feel like it's up to the individual and how that individual is feeling internally about themselves.
Mm.
Like I said, if you need validation, it doesn't matter whether it's in real life or in social media, you need
Chase it.
validation.
Yep.
Yep.
And you're gonna chase it and
Mm.
all that sort of stuff. So maybe just, I don't know, how do we make it actionable? Do we just get people to, I don't know, what do? Do we ask ourselves, why are we doing this? Why do we need validation? Is that the reason why we're doing it?
Well,
I think so, because like a lot of the time when I'm out somewhere or doing something, before I just go take like a photo or, you know, and be like, oh, this would be cool to like put on. But now it's just like, no, I'm here. Let me just enjoy this. Like, who cares? I don't need to like share it. This is me just experiencing it now. So I think it's the action side of it is just that awareness or knowing, like you said, if you do need that validation or not. That's right, guys. I'll take a picture and show you guys.
Sweet. Cool.
Cool. All right. So just summarizing.
Do you mind if I check my Facebook while you're summarizing?
All good, man. Go hard. So social media, we discussed, is more just magnifies the need for validation or that boost in self-esteem or confidence.
Self-esteem, that's the one.
And then, yeah, we don't actually need to always be posting our lowlights. And that those who, you put it quite well, Perry, in that if it's to help or benefit other people, then you can do it. Or I guess it's just up to the individual to know if, to know and understand why they're doing what they're doing, I think.
Yeah. So like, you know how like we always talk about whether an action creates, like, so every action has a reaction, right?
Mm.
And so you just gotta like ask yourself, is me doing this gonna bring me to peace, or is it just gonna cause agitation?
Yeah.
And so like, if you're gonna put something out and if you get 2 likes and you're okay with that, then that's cool. Then, you know, like, you know that the foundation is like, you're okay there.
Mm.
But if you go out and you get 100 likes, but you're like agitating, like, why? I've got like 500 friends. Why are more people not liking this? Then
Yeah.
I feel like you just got to have a little bit of self-awareness and know that,
Yep.
like, what's going on
Mm.
and the reason for why what's happening is happening. And I think, but again, everything comes down to that. And you just got to, I don't know, yeah.
Sweet. Thank you guys for coming along. Thank you very much for whoever's listening out there or watching. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let us know what you think about social media as well. What your views are on it. It'd be cool if you could
Via social media.
via social media. Yeah, leave a comment. Let us know what you think.
Please like.
Please do.
Please subscribe.
Like, love,
Please share.
subscribe, notify,
We need it.
share.
We definitely need validation on this. Because right now we're just like 4 people talking very,
To another
very
4
awkwardly
people.
like
Yes.
this. To another 4 people. And, yeah.
I think we're the only ones who watch our stuff.
No one denies that.
No, but I think it is important that we're doing this to create a conversation and create a community around this. So if you're into this, if you vibe with this, please do share it.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know what we can do to make it better. Sweet. Until next time, be human, be now.